It all began on September 3rd, 2025. A radio telescope in the New Mexico desert, pointed at the interstellar object known as 3IATLAS, picked up something ... strange. This wasn't the usual cosmic static, nor was it the predictable hiss of a comet. It was a signal. The graduate student who found it, let's call her Alara, initially dismissed it as interference. She was on the verge of deleting the entire recording, but a gut feeling, a flicker of curiosity, made her stop. She decided to listen to the whole thing. The signal repeated every 11 minutes and 38 seconds, like clockwork. Alara fed the data into her analysis software, and her casual curiosity quickly turned into a knot of unease in her stomach. The frequency modulation wasn't natural. It was far too precise, too structured. It was artificial. Her heart pounding. She called her supervisor. The next few hours were a blur. Within 4 hours, the quiet academic lab was swarming with people who didn't introduce themselves. They wore plain clothes, no badges, no names. They moved with an unnerving efficiency, taking the data, confiscating the backups, and even taking Alada's personal laptop. Before they left, one of them turned to her, his voice devoid of any emotion. "This never happened," he said. "You detected nothing. If you talk about this, your career is over. Are we clear?" She could only nod, her voice caught in her throat. But they were too late. She had already, almost on instinct, emailed the audio file to a private, anonymous account. Later that night, in the solitary quiet of her apartment, she listened to it again, and this time with the adrenaline of the day fading. She heard something she'd missed, buried deep beneath the primary signal. There was a subfrequency. It was so low, so faint, it was almost imperceptible. She isolated it, amplified it, and her blood ran cold. It was a heartbeat, but it wasn't human. The rhythm was all wrong. It was slow, agonizingly so. Each beat lasted for 3 full seconds, followed by 2 seconds of absolute silence. Thump, ... Thump, ... Thump, ... It was undeniably biological. Her hands shaking, she posted the audio file anonymously on a niche science forum. The title was simple. "What am I hearing?" The replies came in a flood. "That's not natural. Where did you get this? This sounds like a biological rhythm." Then, a more chilling response. "Delete this. Now." A private message popped up from another user. "I work at SETI," it read. "We've been receiving this same signal for 6 weeks. They made us sign NDAs." "How did you get this?" Alara stared at the message, a cold dread creeping over her. She didn't respond. By the next morning, the forum thread had vanished. Her account was banned. When she tried to access her private email, it was gone, completely scrubbed. Every backup, every cloud storage drive, wiped clean, as if it had never existed. But she had made one more copy. A tiny USB drive she kept hidden in her car. Back in her apartment, she plugged it in and listened again. And that's when she noticed something new, something terrifying. The heartbeat was speeding up. When she first recorded it on September 3rd, each beat was 3 seconds long. By September 10th, it was 2.8 seconds. By the 1st of October, it was down to 2.3 seconds. She became obsessed, tracking the change obsessively, graphing the data, calculating the rate of acceleration. The math was simple, and its conclusion was horrifying. If the pattern held, the heartbeat would reach 1 beat per second, the average human resting heart. Rattan, January 13th, 2026. She didn't know what it meant, but she knew deep in her bones that it was important. On October 19th, just 2 days before Atlas was due to pass behind the sun, the signal stopped. Abruptly, radio astronomers across the globe reported the same thing. The interstellar object had gone silent. NASA issued a statement saying this was expected, that objects passing through solar conjunction are impossible to detect from Earth. But Alara knew better. It hadn't stopped because of the sun. It stopped because whatever was sending it didn't need to anymore. When Atlas emerged from behind the sun on November 12th, she scanned every frequency. There was nothing. The signal was gone for good. For a moment, she allowed herself to feel a sliver of relief. Maybe it was over. Maybe she had just been paranoid. That relief was shattered on November 14th. She was jolted awake at 3 MBAS sound. A low, rhythmic thumping. It seemed to be coming from right outside. She crept to her window and looked out. The street was dark and empty, but the sound continued. Thump, dud-dud-dud. Thump, dud-dud-dud. Thump, dud-dud-dud. 1 beat per second, panic surging. She grabbed her radio equipment and pointed it at the sky. The signal was back, but it wasn't coming from Atlas anymore. It was coming from everywhere. The entire sky seemed to be pulsing with that same steady beat. And in that moment of pure terror, she finally understood. Atlas wasn't sending a signal. Atlas asterisk was asterisk, the heartbeat. The signal had just been a location marker, a cosmic I'm here broadcast for something else to follow. And now that it had arrived, it didn't need to broadcast its position anymore, because it was already here. She tried to warn people, to post her findings online, but every account was immediately suspended. Her internet was cut. Her phone went dead. The last thing she managed to write in her notebook before her apartment was plunged into total darkness was, it was on a signal. It was a countdown, and it reached 0. 3 days later, her neighbors found her apartment empty. There were no signs of a struggle, no farewell note, just her notebook, open on the table, and a single USB drive. The audio file is still out there, somewhere on the web, if you know where to look. Some say if you listen closely, in the dead of night, you can still hear it. That slow, patient heartbeat, getting faster and closer. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Stay safe out there.